Have you ever wondered if something as simple as a snack could actually protect your eyes while you sleep? What if the very foods sitting quietly on the shelves of your local grocery store held the secret to restoring sharper vision? And here's the real surprise. It's not fancy supplements or complicated treatments, it's 4 dried fruits, each with a unique power to help your aging eyes repair themselves overnight. Hello, I'm Dr. Nana, and after more than 30 years of working with seniors, I've seen the same painful struggle again and again, and it breaks my heart every time. The struggles of fading vision. It begins subtly. You notice the words on a page seem harder to read, forcing you to hold the book farther away. Driving at night becomes stressful instead of enjoyable. You squint across the room, realizing you can't quite make out the face of someone you love. For many, it feels as if life itself is slowly dimming, like the lights are being turned down without their consent. Others describe a constant blur, or eyes that sting and burn long before the day is done. And the cruelest part, this loss creeps in so gradually that you don't even realize how much it's stealing until it starts taking away your independence. But here's the truth most people never hear. This isn't just normal aging. Much of it comes from years of oxidative stress, silent inflammation, and a lack of the nutrients your eyes desperately need to repair themselves each night. The hope in everyday foods. And that's exactly where food steps in. The right foods, especially certain dried fruits, can fuel your eyes with the repair power they've been missing. Today, I'll show you 4 of them, each carrying a unique gift for your vision. The last one, in my experience, is the most powerful of all. If this is your first time joining us, welcome to Senior Health Boost, where we uncover natural, science-backed ways to protect your health as you age. Go ahead and hit subscribe, so you won't miss what's coming next. Now, let's begin with the first fruit: sweet, ancient, and deeply nourishing, figs. Figs. More than just a snack. You may know them for their chewy texture and natural sweetness, but figs are far more than just a pleasant bite. They're loaded with eye-supporting nutrients that, when enjoyed the right way, can bring back the brightness and sharpness you thought you'd lost. Figs are rich in vitamin A and its plant-based precursors like beta-carotene and lutein, nutrients essential for protecting the retina and maintaining the clear surface of your eyes. In fact, vitamin A deficiency is one of the leading causes of preventable night blindness in older adults. Figs offer a natural and gentle way to replenish it. But that's not all. They're also packed with polyphenols, powerful antioxidants such as quercetin, rutin, and chlorogenic acid. These compounds shield the delicate photoreceptor cells in your eyes from oxidative stress. According to a review in the Journal of Food Science and Technology, these antioxidants also support better blood flow in the tiny vessels behind your eyes, an essential factor for clear night vision. Here's something most people don't realize. The natural sugars in figs actually help your body absorb certain fat-soluble antioxidants, especially when paired with a small amount of healthy fat, like a teaspoon of almond butter or just a few almonds. That's why I often suggest enjoying 2 or 3 dried figs in the evening, paired with a little protein or healthy fat, about an hour before bed. It fuels your body for the natural repair cycle your eyes go through while you sleep. A real story. Harold and the star seal. Never forget one of my patients, Harold, a 72-year-old who came to me with a heavy heart. He said, "Dr. Nana, the stars are gone." He wasn't being poetic. His night vision had faded so much that even on clear nights, he could no longer see the constellations he loved. We added figs and a handful of walnuts to his evening routine. Just 4 weeks later, he returned with a smile. "I'll never forget. They're back," he said. "I can see the Big Dipper again." It wasn't a miracle cure, but it was proof of what happens when your eyes finally get the nutrients they need. His light-sensitive cells began regenerating, quietly, night after night. Figs are simple. They're delicious. And for many seniors, they become the very first step towards seeing the world clearly again. But figs are just the beginning. Next, we'll move to another naturally sweet and chewy fruit, one that not only supports sharper night vision but also helps soothe the dryness and burning that make reading feel like such a chore. Let's talk about dates. We just saw how figs, sweet, simple, and ancient, can quietly restore some of the brightness to your vision. Now, let's move to another fruit, one that people often call nature's candy. It's not only delicious but also deeply nourishing for your tired, irritated eyes. I'm talking about dates. Dates, nature's candy with the proposidates, have been prized for thousands of years across the Middle East and North Africa, not just for their sticky sweetness but for their remarkable healing qualities. Bite into one, and you'll understand why they've been a staple in traditional diets for centuries. But what many don't realize is that beyond their flavor, dates are loaded with nutrients that soothe dry, burning eyes, the very discomfort that makes reading a book or even watching television feel like a chore. One of their secret weapons is vitamin B6. This nutrient plays a critical role in the production of neurotransmitters, tiny chemical messengers that help your nerves communicate. And when it comes to your eyes, that includes the optic nerve, the vital cable that transmits images from your retina straight to your brain. Without strong nerve signaling, your vision can become blurred, sluggish, or distorted. Vitamin B6 helps keep that pathway sharp and responsive. Alongside B6, dates also supply meaningful amounts of potassium and magnesium. These minerals aren't just good for your heart or blood pressure, they directly influence the tiny muscles inside your eyes that control focusing. Have you ever noticed your eyes struggle to adjust quickly when shifting from near to far vision? That strain can come from fatigued ocular muscles, and minerals like magnesium and potassium provide the energy balance those muscles need to contract and relax with ease, protecting against blue light and oxidative stress. But here's where dates truly shine for eye health. They're unexpectedly rich in polyphenols and carotenoids, specifically lutein and zeaxanthin. You may have heard these names before, but let me explain why they matter. These plant pigments collect in the macula, the central hub of your retina. Think of the macula as the high-definition zone of your vision, the place that lets you read fine print, recognize faces, and distinguish colors. Lutein and zeaxanthin act like internal sunglasses. They filter out the harsh, damaging wavelengths of blue light, the very kind that comes not only from sunlight but also from hours spent staring at digital screens. Without these pigments, blue light penetrates deeper into the retina, triggering oxidative stress that wears down your delicate photoreceptor cells over time. A study published in the Journal of Nutritional Science found that higher intake of these carotenoids was linked to a significantly lower risk of age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss in older adults. In other words, by enjoying something as humble as a date, you could be fortifying your retina's defenses against one of the most common threats to senior eye health: hydration hidden in sweetness. And here's another fascinating point. Despite being dried, dates retain a surprising ability to hydrate. Their natural sugars are bound with water and soluble fiber, which means when you eat them, your body holds on to more fluids. For someone battling chronic dry eye, that extra hydration can feel like relief. Imagine your eyes as windows. Without enough moisture, the glass begins to feel scratchy, cloudy, and irritated. Dates help reinforce your tear film, the thin, protective layer that keeps your eyes moist and comfortable overnight. Eating a couple of dates in the evening is like quietly replenishing the reservoir that keeps your eyes refreshed until morning. A story from the library. Let me share the story of Martha, one of my patients. Martha was 68, a retired librarian who adored books. For decades, reading had been her escape and her joy. But she told me, "Dr. Nana, my eyes betray me. After just 10 minutes they start to sting like sandpaper." She had tried eye drops, but they gave her only brief relief. I suggested she try something different: 2 dates an hour before bed, paired with a small handful of pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are rich in zinc, a mineral that helps deliver vitamin A to the retina, where it's needed most. Martha was skeptical. How could a couple of fruits and seeds make a difference? But she gave it a try. 3 weeks later, she called me, her voice bubbling with excitement. "Dr. Nana, I just finished my first novel in years without once stopping to rest my eyes. And when I closed the book, they didn't burn. They didn't sting." It wasn't an instant cure, but by nourishing her eyes from the inside out, Martha finally found the comfort she had been missing. That's the beauty of dates: sweet, simple, and comforting. When used wisely, they can become a nightly ritual, one that restores not only your eye comfort but also the little joys you thought you had lost. Transition to raisins, small but mighty. Now, let's turn to something smaller in size but mighty in its protective power. A dried fruit so common you might overlook it, yet inside each one lies concentrated protection for your vision. I'm talking about raisins. Raisins, tiny gems of protection. At first glance, raisins may seem too ordinary to matter. They're the shriveled remnants of grapes, tossed into trail mix or sprinkled on oatmeal. But don't let their size fool you. Inside those tiny, naturally sweet gems is a powerful store of antioxidants and nutrients designed to shield your eyes from the slow, silent damage of aging. Nutritionally, raisins are packed with polyphenolic antioxidants, compounds like quercetin, resveratrol, and catechins. Think of them as your body's cleanup crew. Every day, your eyes are bombarded with free radicals generated by sunlight, pollution, and even normal metabolism. If left unchecked, these free radicals attack your photoreceptor cells, the very cells that let you see sharp details and vibrant colors. These antioxidants in raisins work tirelessly to neutralize that damage, protecting your retina so it can continue doing its job without interruption. Carotenoids and the internal sunglasses effect, but raisins also supply lutein and zeaxanthin, the same protective carotenoids found in dates, leafy greens, and egg yolks. These pigments settle in the macula, where they once again act like internal sunglasses, reducing glare and filtering out harmful blue light. If you've ever felt blinded by oncoming headlights while driving at night, you know how debilitating glare can be. By supporting the macula with these pigments, raisins help soften that effect, making night driving safer and more comfortable. It's a small benefit that makes a huge difference in independence for older adults. The hidden power of boron here is something most people don't realize. Raisins are one of the richest dried fruit sources of boron. At first, boron may sound obscure, but this trace mineral has been linked not only to better bone density, but also to healthier eyes. Research published in Nutrients suggests boron helps regulate the metabolism of calcium and magnesium, minerals essential for the fine-tuned function of ocular muscles and nerve signaling. Think about it. Every time your eyes adjust focus, track movement, or respond to light, countless tiny muscles and nerves are working in perfect synchronization. Boron ensures those processes run smoothly, keeping your vision sharp and responsive. A gentle reminder, dates and raisins may seem humble, but together they provide a foundation of hydration, antioxidants, minerals, and pigments, all working quietly behind the scenes to protect your eyes. They don't replace medical treatment or glasses, of course, but as part of your nightly routine, they can feed your eyes the resources they need to defend themselves and regenerate, night after night. We've now covered figs, dates, and raisins, three fruits with very different strengths, yet each offering unique gifts to your vision. But there's still one more dried fruit to uncover, and in my decades of practice, I've seen it make the greatest impact of all. On the next page, we'll explore this final fruit, surprising powerhouse that may be the most effective of them all. We've just seen how raisins, tiny yet powerful, can sharpen vision and protect your eyes in ways most people never expect. But the story doesn't end there. The next fruit shines bright with its golden orange glow, offering exactly what your retinas crave most. Raisins and steadier vision. Known of the hidden strengths of raisins lies in how they support blood sugar stability. Because they're naturally sweet but paired with soluble fiber, raisins release energy slowly and steadily. This is important because spikes and dips in blood sugar can temporarily change the shape of your eye's lens, leading to those frustrating episodes of blurry vision. Steadier blood sugar means steadier vision. I remember Eleanor, a 75-year-old retired seamstress. She had given up quilting in the evenings because her stitches blurred together under the dim light. I suggested she try a small handful of raisins with a few walnuts in the late afternoon. The walnuts provided healthy fats, helping her body absorb the fat-soluble carotenoids in the raisins. Within just weeks, Eleanor noticed her evening vision was sharper, her stitches clearer, and her eyes felt less strained. For most people, just 2 tablespoons of raisins a few times a week, paired with a little healthy fat, is enough to start delivering those protective compounds. They're inexpensive, portable, and don't even need refrigeration, making raisins one of the easiest vision-friendly snacks to fit into your routine. The golden glow of apricots. Now let's turn to a fruit that looks as vibrant as the nutrients it carries, dried apricots. With their warm golden orange color and tangy sweetness, apricots are more than just tasty, they're among the richest natural sources of the exact compounds your eyes depend on to stay strong and sharp. That beautiful hue comes from beta-carotene, a plant pigment your body transforms into vitamin A. Vitamin A is essential for producing rhodopsin, the light-sensitive protein in your retina that allows you to see in low light. Without enough of it, your ability to adjust from bright sunlight to dim indoor light slows dramatically. In severe cases, deficiency can even lead to full night blindness. Apricots also contain lutein and zeaxanthin, the same carotenoids we've discussed earlier. These pigments gather in your macula, where they filter harmful blue light and reduce oxidative stress. Both of these are major contributors to age-related macular degeneration (AMD). Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition confirms that diets high in lutein and zeaxanthin are strongly linked with a reduced risk of AMD progression. The quiet role of potassium. Another overlooked gift of dried apricots is their high potassium content. Potassium helps regulate fluid balance inside your eye cells. This is crucial for keeping the cornea clear and maintaining stable intraocular pressure. Elevated eye pressure is a leading risk factor for glaucoma, one of the most common causes of irreversible vision loss. By supporting proper fluid regulation, potassium plays a quiet but vital protective role. And because apricots are also rich in soluble fiber, they assist with blood sugar control, reducing the risk of microvascular damage in the retina, especially important for people living with diabetes or prediabetes. A patient story. Robert's return to the road. One of my patients, Robert, age 70, had avoided driving at night for years. The glare from headlights was overwhelming and left him feeling unsafe. We added 3 dried apricots to his mid-evening snack, paired with a small square of dark chocolate for extra flavonoids. After just 6 weeks, Robert walked into my office beaming. "Dr. Nana, I drove home after dinner last night and the glare didn't stop me." That small change gave him back his confidence and independence. His eyes finally had the nourishment they needed to handle the challenge of night driving. For most adults, simply enjoying 3 to 4 dried apricots several times a week, ideally with a small serving of healthy fat like almonds or sunflower seeds, can deliver those protective carotenoids directly to where they're needed most. Bringing it all together so far, we've explored 4 dried fruits: figs, dates, raisins, and apricots. Each one offers its own unique benefits. Figs bring vitamin A and antioxidants to sharpen low-light vision. Dates hydrate and soothe dry, burning eyes while nourishing the optic nerve. Raisins stabilize blood sugar and deliver protective antioxidants to shield your retina. Apricots flood your eyes with beta-carotene and carotenoids that guard against AMD and glare. Alone, each fruit makes a difference. But together, they form a simple, powerful plan that you can start using tonight. Now that we've covered all 4 of these vision-friendly dried fruits, it's time to put them together into an easy, practical routine you can follow every day. On the next page, I'll show you exactly how to combine them into a nightly plan, one that not only nourishes your eyes but may help restore some of the clarity and comfort you thought were gone for good. We've now talked about each fruit on its own: figs, dates, raisins, and dried apricots. But the real power comes when you bring them together into one simple, no-fuss plan. A plan you can start using tonight. Keep it simple and consistent first. Let's clear up a common misconception. You don't need to eat large amounts of these dried fruits to get results. In fact, when it comes to dried fruit, more is not always better. They're naturally concentrated in sugar, and while that sugar is paired with fiber, you only need modest servings to unlock their benefits. The true secret isn't quantity, it's consistency. When you give your body a steady, reliable stream of nutrients, your eyes can absorb them and use them effectively. Sporadic binges won't have the same effect. Small, intentional steps each evening add up to long-term protection. The eye snack formula is what I often recommend to my patients who want to start tonight. In the evening, about an hour before bed, prepare a small plate I call the eye snack. Combine 2 or 3 figs or 2 dates, 2 tablespoons of raisins, 3 or 4 dried apricots. Then pair this colorful mix with a small handful of raw nuts or seeds: almonds, walnuts, sunflower seeds, or even pumpkin seeds. Why nuts? Because the healthy fats in them help your body absorb fat-soluble nutrients like beta-carotene, lutein, and zeaxanthin. Without that fat, much of the carotenoids would pass through unused. But when you combine them with just a handful of nuts, your body takes in far more of these compounds, giving your eyes exactly what they need. Timing is everything. The timing of this snack matters too. Eating it about an hour before bedtime works with your body's natural rhythm. As you drift into sleep, your body enters repair mode. Cells regenerate, tissues restore themselves, and your eyes are no exception. By having those antioxidants and minerals already circulating in your bloodstream, you're providing your eyes with tools for repair at the very moment they need them most. Think of it like fueling your car right before a long drive. You don't want the tank empty when the journey begins. Don't forget hydration. There's another important piece: water. Always drink a glass of water with your dried fruits. The soluble fiber in figs, dates, raisins, and apricots needs fluid to work properly, aiding digestion and helping your body distribute the nutrients effectively. Hydration also supports the tear film that keeps your eyes comfortable and prevents them from feeling dry overnight. It's such a small detail, yet it can make a remarkable difference in how refreshed your eyes feel in the morning. Rotation for Veritino. You don't have to eat all for fruits every single day. Variety keeps things interesting and sustainable. Some nights, go with figs and raisins. Another night, choose dates and apricots. The important thing is that over the course of a week, you've included each fruit at least 3 different times. That rotation ensures you're covering the full spectrum of nutrients your eyes crave. Pairing with rest. If you spend long hours in front of screens or under artificial lighting, here's a bonus step. After enjoying your evening snack, give your eyes a short rest. Close them in a darkened room for 10 minutes, or use a warm compress across your eyelids. That gentle pause allows your eyes to relax completely while the nutrients you've just eaten begin their work. It's like giving your vision a double gift: nourishment on the inside and rest on the outside. Affordable and practical. The beauty of this plan is how simple and affordable it is. You don't need exotic supplements or expensive treatments. You don't need to overhaul your diet. You just need a few handfuls of common dried fruits and nuts, items you can find at nearly any grocery store. And unlike pills or powders, these are whole foods. Your body recognizes them, absorbs them efficiently, and puts their compounds to use in ways that no synthetic supplement can perfectly replicate. Why this matters? Let's take a step back. We're not just talking about snacks. We're talking about your eyesight, one of your most precious senses. Figs, dates, raisins, and dried apricots may look ordinary, but when you eat them with intention and consistency, they can become powerful allies in protecting and even repairing your vision. I've seen it firsthand. Patient after patient who thought their best years of vision were behind them, discovered new clarity and comfort simply by adding these foods to their daily lives. We've covered a lot today, and if there's one thing I want you to remember, it's this: losing your vision isn't an inevitable part of getting older. Yes, eyes change with age, but with the right nourishment, they can stay sharper, clearer, and more comfortable than you might think possible. Imagine reading your favorite book without strain, driving confidently at night without fear of headlights, or looking into the eyes of someone you love and seeing every detail of their smile. Those are the moments worth protecting. If you take only one message away from this video, let it be this: it's never too late to start. Every small step you take today is an investment in the life you want to see tomorrow. You are not alone in this journey. Thousands of people are already making small, consistent changes and finding real improvements in how their eyes feel and function. And you can too. Thank you for spending this time with me, and for caring about your health. Your vision matters. You matter. If this video inspired you or gave you hope, please take a moment to click the like button. It helps more people find this message. Share it with a friend or family member who might need it. And if you're new here, I invite you to subscribe to Senior Health Boost so you won't miss the next science-backed, natural health tip that could change your life. Now, go enjoy that evening snack tonight. Give your eyes the nourishment they deserve. And remember, your future can still be bright, clear, and full of color.